Well, hey guys, welcome back to the Hidden Woman Within. I'm here with another video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when I upload a video. I'm getting good at that. I hope everybody's doing okay. I'm not going to be before you long today. Your girl got a lot of stuff going on. We are, okay, so I'm a little late with the video, first of all. Last weekend, we're kind of recovering from that. My daughter and I partnered and we did an event up in Houston. Saturday, that was very successful for the both of us. And so I'm kind of recovering from that. She's used to doing all this kind of stuff. I'm not. At least not now, I'm not, but getting back into the hang of it. So we did really well, sold a lot of stuff. It was good. So what we're doing now is gearing up for Father's Day. She's got a lot of good ideas for some things that she wants to do. So we're working on that. So I did want to jump in here and get this video. I hate to feel rushed because I don't feel that's what I'm supposed to be doing, but um, still trying to get things organized. But anyway, I'm here and you're here, and that's all that counts. So, um, last video I was talking about, I think the last three videos I was talking about marriage. I'm not going to get into all the recap because you just need to kind of, if you're interested and you want to know, just kind of go back and look at the videos. But told you guys I was married for 20 plus years and went through a divorce. And he passed away a couple years ago. Um, we talked about me doing the Hidden Woman video before he died. I called him and told him what I was doing. And basically, he kind of gave me his blessings. And I said, my little side joke is, I said, he probably knew he wasn't going to be here anyway. So he said, I don't care what you tell him, I'm out. I'm not going to be here. But I would never have thrown him under the bus, whether he was here or not. That's just not who I am. And we went through what we went through. We were not perfect. I'm still not. He is now because he's in heaven. So thank God for that. But there are a lot of marriages that they ain't there is no way that you're gonna live in a house with anybody and get along every day. If you couldn't live in the house with your family growing up, your sisters and brothers, and you couldn't get along, what makes you think that you're gonna get along so well with somebody else? It's called work. It's going to require work on both parts to be able to maintain a relationship. So anyway, I guess basically I'm kind of closing out the marriage part of the video, but at some point I'll be talking about it again. There may be some other stuff. You don't be married for that many years and think you can talk about it in hour and a half, because my videos are normally like 20, 25, 30 minutes. So there's a lot to it, so much that I've learned about myself in this whole process, and still learning some things about myself. So when you think you know somebody, you don't know, because I told you before, you don't know me because I don't know you. We're acquainted in a lot of ways, but even people that are married that live in the same house, sleep in the same bed, don't know each other 100%. There's only one, and that's God. He knows the heart. Jesus knows. He knows it all. So anyway, I'm just going to kind of wrap up the thing where I'm talking strictly about marriage, but I want to talk about love today. And I left off talking about Tina Turner. And Tina said, what love got to do with it? And as a matter of fact, I kind of took some notes down from the lyrics to her song, and I'm going to read them off. And it says, what's love got to do with it? What's love but a sweet old-fashioned notion? Who needs a heart when a heart can be broken? What's love but a secondhand emotion? We must try to ignore that it means more than that. It's physical, only logical. It's only the thrill of boy meeting girl, opposites attract. You must understand, to the touch of your hand makes my pulse react. So when I was listening, now I can tell you, I still like the song. I like it's not so much. See, I love to dance. I still do, and I ain't gonna let nobody talk me out of that and tell me because I'm a Christian I can't, because I'm gonna do it now. And the older I get, it just some things about me are not going to change, and I don't think that I have to change that. But I've always liked this song because of the music. There was a lot of songs that I used to listen to. Well, really, I guess I did. It was just more the music, and I wasn't paying attention to any words. I didn't begin to understand that I needed to pay attention what I was taking in. What was I allowing in? Oh, song Me and Mrs. Jones. Well, you don't need to be listening to that, especially if you're married. Especially if you're married, you don't need to be listening. You don't need to be listening to that. Period. Because him and Mrs. Jones up to no good. That's what that's all about. So, in looking at this, I thought about it. One of these lines said, "Who needs a heart when a heart can be broken?" Now, this is what I've learned in talking to people. I have a couple of people that call me, and one of the lady told me, she said, "I need some Charlotte today." And so she'll call me because basically, um, if she's going through something and she's asking me some advice about it, I'm not going to lie to her. I'm not the one that's going to sugarcoat anything for you. But and I can say that because I don't come out and be like, "Girl, you need to blah 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 blah." That's not me. That's not me. I listen, and then if there's something I need to say, I say it. If not, because sometimes I can just sit and listen. Because sometimes maybe that person just wants to vent. But anyway, they'll call because I'm pretty much transparent, but I know how to do that and walk in love. I don't want to be, that person that, what do you say, popping them fingers and snapping your neck or snapping your, you know what I mean? I don't want to be her. That I want to be able to, with the love of Christ, with love and kindness have I drawn thee. So if you're that type of person that feel like you got to be, popping your neck and, and all that kind of stuff and trying to tell somebody what to do, how long do you think they're going to listen to that? That's not the way of love. That's not the way that you do that. But anyway, um we all have a heart. And one of the things that I meant to do today, but I will do it in the next video, that I didn't do it, there's the definitions for love. And but there's only one love that counts. There's only one, and it's unconditional love. That's the agape love. That's the kind of love that God has for us. It's that unconditional love. It's a what I call a no matter what. No matter what you do, what you say, when you do it, how you do it, nothing is going to stop me from loving you. Now, because love isn't an emotion, then you really can't be separated from it, because it's more of an action thing. Because yes, if you love someone, you can be upset with them, but still love them. Because if you can just up and walk away from somebody because they did something to upset you, I mean, just be gone, like, I'm done, I'm out of here. Well, were you ever really there in the first place? Or what was your motive for being there in the first place? And again, because we haven't been properly taught, what love really is, because we think is tied up in our emotions, and it is not. It is absolutely not. She says it's only physical, it's only logical. Well, that's what we think, because what does she say? It's only the thrill of boy meeting girl, because opposites attract. So I just kind of think, I'm not saying that you have to be a Christian to experience this kind of love, because there are people in this world, because there's a lot of people in the world. There are people in this world that are married, that have been married, that have been through some things, and they've come out and they're still together. Why? Because love covers all. I want to read this to you now. That's Tina's version of that. And when something else I want to say is that they say, time heals all wounds. That's a lie. That's the biggest lie. You've been, been fed crap if you think that time is what's going to heal. That does not. You got people that are my age, younger, older, mad about things that have happened to them since they were kids, and they're angry, and they're holding things against people. And what love? There's no love there. And if it is, it's so buried that they couldn't show love if they tried. And so um, the Bible says that Jesus heals the broken heart. He's the only one that can heal the broken heart. There isn't anything that you can say or do to mend your own broken heart. It's nothing. Because if you get healed from a broken heart, just know Jesus did it. That doesn't matter whether you're saved or not. The scripture says he reigns on the just and the unjust. He has no respect to a person. He loves all of us. No matter what we're doing, how we're doing, he still loves us. He hates a lot of the stuff that some of us do, but he still loves us unconditionally. Could you imagine if Jesus loved us the way we love each other? Oh, we ain't got a chance. We wouldn't have a chance like a snowball in the place. You know what I'm talking about? A snowball in hell. You wouldn't have because it's hot down there and ice would melt really fast. I told you I'm just gonna be me, so here I am. So anyway, Jesus is the only one that can heal a broken heart. But let me read to you what the word says, and that comes from 1 Corinthians 13, and we call that the love chapter. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but here in the King James version, they call it charity, and that's translated as love. So it says charity suffereth long and is kind. Charity envieth not. Charity vaunteth not itself, is not puffed up, doth not behave itself unseemly, seeketh not her own, is not easily provoked, thinketh no evil, rejoiceth not in iniquity, but rejoiceth in the truth, beareth all things, believeth all things, hopeth all things, endureth all things. All of that is needed in marriage. If you say you love each other till death do you part, all of this is necessary in marriage. You believe the best of your partner. You hope for the best in your partner. You endure all things, no matter what it is that you're going through. Even some of y'all may disagree, even if one of the spouses was unfaithful and stepped outside of the marriage, there's got to be a way to get that thing worked out. It is. But some people say, no, he cheated on me, I'm gone. She cheated on me, I'm gone. I know I'm touching on some places that, you may not agree with me, but it's not necessarily just my opinion. I mean, I've heard stories of people that have been married, have had affairs, all other kind of things going, and they're still together. Why? Because love beareth all things. And I don't know what would cause somebody to do. I do, but I'm just saying it's different things for different people. What would cause somebody to do, step outside of their marriage and have an affair or whatever. I mean, we don't even think, we think sometimes that having an affair is physical. No, you can have an emotional affair with someone too. So it's love, it goes pretty deep. Y'all forgive me because I should have been better prepared, but I'm still going to be talking about what I'm talking about. So it says, charity never faileth, but whether there be prophecies, they shall fail. Whether there be tongues, they shall cease. Whether there be knowledge, it shall vanish away. For we know in part, and we know prophecy in part. But when that which is perfect is come, then that which is in part shall be done away. That was just me reading the rest of the chapter there. But this other part was, when I was a child, I spake as a child, and I understood as a child, and I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. Okay, just talking about that right there. I know of a couple. I know this gentleman personally that was married, and it was his. He's married, been married. I think this is his third wife. So I think it was, no, it was his first wife, was in an accident and she was paralyzed from the accident. Well, he decided that he didn't want to be with her anymore and he left her. But when they got married, he said, and he agreed in their vows, till death do us part. And so, but the minute things got hard for him, he was gone. So, would I say that's love? No, it's not. That would be like a mother having a child that was maybe born different from her other children, and that it was to the point that she was going to have to take care of him for the rest of his life. Well, I'm sure there are women that um, would have decided, I can't do this, and I'm almost guaranteed that there's women that has said that they couldn't do that and just gave the child up for adoption or put him in an orphanage or wherever. But just think of the mom that takes care of that child no matter what, especially if they're dealing with, I don't really know that much about autism. I think there might be different levels of autism. But if you take a child that is maybe paralyzed and has autism and is just in really bad way, it takes some real love to take care of a child like that for the rest of their lives until they die. And I know that there are moms that take care of their children, that they're adults and they're changing diapers and bathing them and feeding them. That takes a whole lot. And don't think just because she feels like she has no choice. She does have a choice, but she chose to love her child. She chose to love her child, which makes all the difference in the world. Now, this I know too. Everybody that's a mother, well, I don't know. I was getting ready to say something that I think maybe I disagree with. Every um, woman that has given birth was supposed to give birth. She was supposed to give birth. But because of the way we live and learn behavior, every mother that gave birth is not a mom. Just like, men, every man that's a father is not a dad. That takes mom and dad take on a different meaning besides mother and father. You know what I'm saying? So love plays a part in all of that. And so again, when it comes down to, marriage, you know, you find out when the rubber meets the road, when things get hard in that relationship, is there real love there? You have people that have been married 40, 50, 60 years. I got to tell you this quick story. It's about marriage. And I guess it's about love too. I was in the fabric store and I was getting some fabrics to, make some things for the event. And this man was standing, in the aisle, and he had his wife's purse. And see me, I talk to everybody. I do. I just enjoy talking to people when I'm out. And he was holding her purse, and so I walked past him. I said, You got stuck holding the bag, huh?" And we bust out laughing. That just tickled him. So he said, "Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did." So I went on down the aisle, and I was looking at the fabric that I was looking at, and his wife came out, and I heard her say, "You ready, baby?" And he said, "Yeah." He said, "That lady over there told me I got stuck holding the bag." And, we laughed. And I said, "You folks have a good day." But now these were not young people because I know they were older than me. And so they're up and down the aisle. And she just kept saying, "Baby, what do you think about this? Baby this and baby that." And I looked at him. I said, "I think it's wonderful." After all these years, she's still calling you baby. And she said, "Oh, he is my baby." And he said, "You got time for a quick?" He said, "No." He said, "How long you think we've been married?" And I said, "Oh, maybe." I'm looking at him because they almost kind of look alike. And I said, "Oh, about maybe 45." And he looked at her and I said, 48. And then she smiled. I said, 50 years. And he said, "We've known each other since we were 14 years old." And he said, "So how long do you think we've been married?" And I said, "About 50 years." He said, "We've been married for 2 months." I said, "Say what now?" And he said, "You got time for 2 seconds for a story?" I said, "Absolutely." And he said they've known each other since they were 14. They lived here in Texas. And then, when they grew up and everything, she moved away and she got married. And her husband died about 8 years ago. And his wife died about 6 years ago. Well, he heard she moved back to Texas. That man said he looked for her for 2 years. He said, "I heard she was here." You see, I'm tearing up because I think it's just amazing. That's what love got to do with it. And so she said, he said, "I looked for her for 2 years. And when I found her," he said, "it was just like a miracle." He said, "I asked her to marry me. And she said, yes." And I said, "Wow." And by this time now, there are other people kind of meandering around and they're listening. And I'm looking up at them. They got smiles on their faces and stuff like that. But I thought that was just so amazing. Those people were meant to be together. She was 75. Okay. And I think he said his age too, but they were like right around there together. And I thought, what a wonderful story. What a wonderful story. And no wonder she still calling him baby because they newlyweds. So nice. Such a nice story. But love is amazing. Love is absolutely amazing when you understand it. And because, I can say, "Oh, I love my shoes," because I do. I have to think about my shoes. I like my shoes. And when I come back, on the next video, I will have definitions for love. And I will do my research. I should have had them prepared for me, but I'm not doing nothing off the top of my head right now because, like I said, I'm not really prepared like I should be. But I wanted to come on and make sure that I got this video in this week because what love has to do with it. And I'll leave you with this. I've been listening to. I'm not big on the news. I don't do a whole lot of news stuff. I'm more on YouTube than anything else. I do have a minister, besides my own pastor, that I listen to. I've just decided that I'm not going to get fed at everybody's table. I'm not eating what everybody is serving. So therefore, there's no chance of me getting sick because I'm not eating everybody's cooking. So, my pastor, absolutely. I have been planted at the church that I am, and I've been there for the past 19 years. And he is an awesome teacher. And I listened to another person on television, and he's an awesome teacher. And so those are the two places that I get fed. I don't get into a whole lot of other stuff, but what I've been hearing lately, and even like some of the TV shows I might watch, and what was something I heard is very true, and it stems from people not people dealing with fear and anger, and it may start out like I said earlier, that let's just say that there's a child, something happened when they were younger, they got an issue with their parents, the next door neighbor, somebody, and they've been holding that thing. And so what does that do? Now they're angry and they don't know how to deal with that anger. And so this is when you can turn the news on and find out this one went to the school and shot up this many people. This one went into the grocery store and he opened fire on people because he's got these emotions that he does not know how to deal with. So the emotions that he's dealing with or she's dealing with stemmed from anger, and then it's fear of them being hurt again. And so it's like, well, I'm gonna get you before you get me. And so because they don't know how to deal with those emotions, they deal with them the only way they know how. They just kind of let it rip. And that's what the enemy is hoping that they're doing. Let them rip. And it's just a lot of chaos and destruction. But that's what love has to do with it, because if they were loved and they knew that they were loved, maybe things would be different for them. You know, they had all those serial killers and stuff, that all kind of crazy stuff going on. Not saying all the serial killers was, you know, mistreated when they were bad, but one of them was that Dahmer guy, Jeffrey Dahmer, went through some stuff. I mean, okay, I'm not going to get into all of that stuff, but again, we're going to pick this up again next week, and we're going to talk about exactly what does love have to do with it, and who needs a heart? We all got one, and so if the heart is broken, Jesus heals the broken heart. So thank you guys for coming to join me. I know this was fast and that kind of stuff, but I'm here. I was still here. I'm here, you here, and that's all that counts. So until next time, you guys be safe, and look out for the next video. Bye.